in one Quranic term, ihsan. What is ihsan? It is interchangeably known as Rabbaniya in the Quran. The Holy Quran says, Kunu Rabbaniyin, be a godly people, be a godly people, be men of God. And ihsan is an Arabic word which etymologically derived from this very famous word husn, which means perfection, beautification, excellence. In Islamic terminology, ihsan means perfection in beauty and perfection in belief and beauty as well as in character. And this has been beautifully explained by very famous Hadith-e-Jibreel. Most of you must know Hadith-e-Jibreel. The Holy Prophet was sitting along with his companions, and Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam comes and asks 4 questions. And all companions are surprised because he asked 4 questions and himself confirms. He asks question number 1, Mal Islam, what is Islam? Or in another report as in Bukhari, Akhbirini anil Islam, O Prophet, please tell us what is Islam? And the Prophet describes the 5 pillars of Islam. And then the Holy Prophet, Jibreel alayhi salam, the angel Jibreel asked another question, Mal Iman, O Prophet, what is Iman? And then Prophet described these 6 articles of faith. And then Jibreel alayhi salam asks, Mal Ihsan, Akhbirini anil Ihsan, O Prophet, tell us about Ihsan. And the Prophet says, An ta'budallah ka'annaka tarah, fa in lam tarah, fa innahu yarak. Ihsan is that you worship Allah as if you are seeing Allah. And even if you are not able to see Allah, Allah is seeing you. Even if you are not able to achieve that state of devotion, Allah is seeing you. So this perfection in belief, which is reflected in character, not only in worship, worship in Islamic divinity is not just confined to namaz, roza. Every moment is worship. Every second is worship. So in each and every facet of life, to engage in any action with this highest belief is ihsan. And to achieve ihsan, this moral excellence, beautification, is the highest rank of Islam. And this is why I believe that we have to, on this occasion of Milad-un-Nabi, we have to recall, rejuvenate, and revive this brightest side of the Holy Prophet and his life, which you can call mysticism, Islamic mysticism. Because without this spirituality, without this kind of faith, you cannot do any action up to the mark. And Imam Bukhari writes in the first chapter, which is titled as Babu Awwalu ma budi'a bihi an-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam min al-wahy, which means the commencement of the divine revelation through Allah's apostle. This is mentioned in the book of Kitab al-Wahy. In this book, very interestingly, Imam Bukhari reports and relates Prophet Muhammad's mystical inclinations. He writes, Hubbiba ilayhi al-khala. Hubbiba ilayhi al-khala. Solitude had been endeared to the Holy Prophet. وَكَانَ يَخْلُو بِغَارِ Hira. And the Prophet used to remain in solitude in the cave of Hira. فَيَتَحَنَّثْ وَهُوَ التَّعَبُّدُ. And he used to remain in seclusion, self-seclusion. And what is this self-seclusion? It is ta'abbud, to worship Allah in self-seclusion, in solitude. So these 3 keywords, khala, solitude, tahannus, self-seclusion, and ta'abbud, to worship Allah in loneliness, all these point to the fact that Islamic mysticism was part and parcel and bedrock of the whole prophetic mission. Mysticism was not only in the if you go through, if you explore the entire Sira literature, right from the pre-Meccan, pre-prophetic era, early Meccan period, to the post-prophetic period, Qabla Basat and Ba'da Basat, you will notice that Islamic mysticism, the entire life was revolving around it. Why Prophet Muhammad used to spend time, days and nights at a stretching seclusion in meditation in the cave of Hira. Why Imam Bukhari says, Kana yata'abbad fil khala, he used to seclude in the worship of Allah. Why Imam Bukhari reports, Kana yatahannath, he used to live in seclusion. So this seclusion, you all have gone through self-quarantine process. Actually, this is very spiritually important and highly important to understand why the Holy Prophet chose to live in seclusion, solitude, and in loneliness, only to discover the divine reality and the divine. Because all these strengthened righteousness, piety, God consciousness, self-discipline, moral uprightness, spiritual purification, humanitarianism, and as a result, social activism. All these were the brightest sides of the Holy Prophet's life. And who can describe these things better than the Holy Prophet's wife, Hazrat Khadija? Professor Abdul Wasi rightly pointed out that Hazrat Khadija was not just a wife of the Prophet, but also a great entrepreneur, a businesswoman. I would rather say Khadija bint Khuwaylid was the main supporter and financer. Please note this word. Not just wife, but main supporter and financer of the prophetic mission. Who was taking care of the Prophet's household when he used to live in Ghar Hira? Who used to earn money and livelihood? It was none other than Khadija. And when Jibreel alayhi salam comes, brings down the first revelation, and Prophet starts trembling in fear because he was worried about what is going to happen next. And then he suddenly comes to his wife, beloved wife, and says, Zammiluni, Zammiluni, please cover me, cover me. And then Hazrat Khadija comforts her beloved husband, soothes him. What does Khadija say? This is remarkable. What does Khadija say when Rasulullah was quite worried about it, when he was trembling with fear because of the revelation, first revelation? Hazrat Khadija radiallahu anha says, Kalla, wallahi ma yuhzika Allah abadan. Never. Allah will never disgrace you, O Prophet. Why? Innaka la tasilu rahim. Because you unite the relations. Wa tahmilul kal. And you bear the burden of the weak. Wa taksibul ma'adum. And you help the poor and the needy. Wa taqri dhaif. And you show hospitality to the guest. You serve your guests generously. Wa tu'inu ala nawa'ibil haq. And you assist those who are afflicted with pain and calamity. So these are the real real sketch of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and the brightest sides of the Holy Prophet's persona that we Muslims today have to revive, rejuvenate, and recall on this occasion. And I congratulate India Islamic Culture Center for providing us a beautiful reminder on the last day of Rabiul Awwal. Rasulullah SAW, I believe that Milad-un-Nabi must mark the Holy Prophet's quest for peace, universal brotherhood, social cohesion, national integration, and a deep emotion for humanity. Rasulullah SAW says, Irhamu man fil ard, yarhamhum man fis sama. Show mercy to those on the earth, the one in the heavens will show mercy on you. Similarly, a man asked the Holy Prophet, which marriages are the superior in Islam? The Holy Prophet replies, An tut'im at-ta'am wa taqra as-salam ala man arifta wa man lam ta'rif. The best marriages in Islam are that that you feed the poor. You feed the poor, وَتَحْرَأَ السَّلَامِ, and you extend the peace greetings to those whom you know and those who you don't. عَلَى مَنْ تَعْرِفْ وَمَنْ لَمْ تَعْرِفْ. Similarly, Prophet ﷺ says, أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ أَفْشُوا السَّلَامِ. O people, spread the peace. وَأَطْعِمُوا الطَّعَامِ. Feed the poor and hungry. وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ. And pray at night at a time when the people are asleep. تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِالسَّلَامِ. Because that's so that you may enter paradise peacefully. So peace building was the main objective of the entire prophetic mission, right from the pre-prophetic era up to the post-prophetic, from Hilful Fadul to the peace treaty of Hudaybiyah, Sulh-e-Hudaybiyah, from Misaq-e-Madina to Fath-e-Makkah, as Rajuddin Qureshi Sahab has rightly pointed out. In all these phases, the Holy Prophet emerges as a peacemaker for all mankind. And I would like to just repeat what happened during the Fath-e-Makkah, conquest of Makkah, when some of the companions got emboldened and raged because they were persecuted by enemies. They were persecuted by the pagans of Makkah. So at that time, in a fit of rage, they started chanting, Al-Yawmu Yawmul Malhama. Today is the day of retaliation. The Prophet immediately retorted it and categorically stated, La, Al-Yawmu Yawmul Marhama. No, today is the day of forgiveness. Today is the day of mercy. Today is the day of general amnesty. Here I would like to remind those people who, in the name of defending the dignity of the Prophet, in the name of defending the honor of the Prophet, Namus-e-Risalat, go to the extent of violence. Those who falsely claim to be the Ashiq-e-Rasool, lovers of Rasool, and start chanting nefarious slogans, radical rants, and extremist frenzies like Sartan Sijuka, they must take note of it. They must pay special attention to it, because in the eyes of the Holy Prophet, a true lover of Rasul, a true Muslim, is the one from whose hands and tongue all humanity is safe. Prophet ﷺ says clearly and very categorically, Al-Muslimu man salim al-nasu min yadihi wa lisanihi. The true Muslim is the one from whose hand and tongue is all people are safe. In one hadith it is salim al-Muslimun. Another hadith says, Man salim al-nas min yadihi wa lisanihi. So, I would like to conclude. And last but not the least, Misaq-e-Madina. All of you know that Misaq-e-Madina is the first ever written constitution in the world, first human charter. And what is the first clause in this Misaq-e-Madina? It reads, Nahnu ummatun wahida. We all are one nation. And who were the people in this Misaq-e-Madina? Muslims. Not just Muslims. Not just Muslims, not just companions of the Holy Prophet, but also Jews, Christians, and pagans. And more than that, atheists, some of the atheists, according to some Mu'arrikhin, historiographers. So, Prophet, when he addresses people in Medina after the establishment, after this Misaq-e-Madina, he says categorically, Nahnu ummatun wahida, we are one nation. But why do we use ummah only for Muslims? There is also ummat-e-dawat. There is not only ummat-e-ijabat. And when we are bound by a written constitution in India, Indian constitution, which is one of the oldest and one of the best constitutions in the world, most democratic constitution, and if you study and compare between Misaq-e-Madina and Indian constitution, you will find a lot of similarities between them, and you will tend to say that if we are one nation in India, we Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, and Christians, we all are bound by one constitution, and going by this, we are one nation, we are one ummah. Ummah does not only mean we must demystify this, abuse this term Ummah just as Muslim Ummah. Because Holy Prophet says, Nahnu Ummatul Wahida, to all people, including Jews, Christians, and all other people. Let's pledge on this occasion that the true prophetic legacy has to be carried forward in our multi-religious society. And I believe that India Islamic Cultural Center is one of the best emblems of this prophetic legacy since its inception. So I would end with a beautiful quotation from Khutbah Hajjatul Wida, in which Rasulullah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, Allah inna rabbakum wahid. O people, certainly your Rabb, your Lord, your Sustainer is one. Wa inna abakum wahid. Your father is one. Allah la fadla li arabiyyin ala ajamiyyin. No Arab has any superiority over a non-Arab. ولا لعجمي على عربي ولا أحمر على أسود ولا أسود على أحمر إلا بالتقوى. No fair skin has any superiority over black skin. Neither black skin has any superiority over fair skin except for virtue, taqwa. This is the true prophetic legacy that we have to revive through this august body of India Islamic Culture Center. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.